What's good? What's good? This is going to be a controversial video, so please go ahead and shoot the messenger. I don't care. In my last video, I don't want to be this angry. I already said I don't see a future for myself, so I'll take the bullet. Come at me. Your posts saying, "Dear white people," and "you might be passively racist if," are not helping things right now. They are making them worse. You are adding fuel to the flames of a race war. This race war is being used to cover up the class war and the government takeover of your lives. I agree, systemic racism is an issue, and it's perpetuated by our government. It is so ironic that the people who think the system is broken want to make the system bigger. You have more allies than you realize, but you're pushing them away. The guilt of labeling anyone who does not agree with you on everything a homophobe or a xenophobe or a bigot or a racist, it may quietly conform a few people, but when it comes time to vote at the ballot box, they're secretly going to vote against you because they're afraid of you. Other people won't say it. I will. I acknowledge the far right exists, but I also acknowledge the far left exists. And they're both horrible. Yin and yang, though. The far left, I feel, are the ones gaslighting the average American into conformity. The average American just wants to put food on the table for their families and enjoy a little bit of this materialistic experience that we get on this planet. Our hyper-materialistic culture is not helping things. It is only further fueling the class divide when people are fucking just barely getting by or not getting by or further falling into debt. And then they look around and they see jumbo jets and they see all this beautiful mainstream media bullshit. The superficial nature of our materialistic culture is only another ingredient fueling the control of our people. All people. Consciousness has been continually suppressed in civilization after civilization. Regardless of your faith, there is something beautiful about this reality, about this moment, about right now. Existence is beautiful, regardless of your faith. But lacking any sort of faith, nihilism can take over. We have a country full of people who are afraid of their government, afraid of their neighbors, afraid of the debt collectors. I support reparations. I support the Second Amendment. I'm pro-choice. I want to be the ally of the average American. But it is really hard to do right now. Extremism on both sides has infected the ideologies. There's a far right, there's a far left. I'm calling you to join the far middle, where we use ration and reason to seek truth, where we have civil conversations. I have spent years trying to extend olive branches, trying to find some common ground. There are millions of Americans awaiting to be awakened by a superior ideology that speaks to them. Guilt and shame is not a sustainable tactic. In my last video, I said you need to create strategic alliances. That is not how you do it. And I understand the irony of me chastising you. The irony, the hypocrisy, I'm sorry. I'm not trying to be combative, but I'm stressed. I'm super stressed. I'm depressed. I'm exhausted. My soul is tired. There is a spiritual war going on. And I want to be your ally. But if you're feeding me the turd sandwich named Biden and calling me names not that sticks and stones, right? Names shouldn't matter, but the stigma attached to being called a name, the stigma attached to being outcast ruins future career prospects. Man, that's a big fucking stressor. Cancel culture, censorship, shit is getting out of control. I don't know what to say. I'm trying to find some common ground with you. But you're making it really hard. And I may be one of the only voices saying this out loud. I promise you, there are millions of people who feel this way. So if you're offended by this video and you happen to be a Democrat, maybe look at your fucking party. Not that Republicans are any better, but the government's not your friend. Your community, that's what's important. We need to stop fighting each other. I want to be your ally. I want to help. Can you meet me in the middle?